Ladies and gentlemen, this is Arcanic Sunday Funday, and it's time for match number one. It's Erangel time, baby, and here we go. The flight path initiates from Lubovka and finishes off towards the southwestern regions of Sosnovka military base, favoring the southern part of Erangel map, and the southern regions are pretty much easy to access. But now, problem for teams, it's difficult to access the central regions. It's difficult to head towards even 7E. So it's going to be a hell of a ride for teams if they want to head towards 7E. But for now, Sona Esports will be heading towards East Napolitana. Along with them, that's Assassin's Crime. We're also trying to head towards East Napolitana. So both these teams will be gliding and might fight with each other while collecting vehicles. Both these teams have to be very much careful because both are not ready to face any early casualties in this Wrangle game. As the Sunday Funday, the winner takes it all. And you need to finish on the top of the table if you want to win that cash for yourself. And Dick Shaw, he knocked out SBQ. Immediately the flush will come in. And I told you, I said it, that you need to be very much careful while gliding, maybe while collecting vehicles. Teams might face casualties, and that has happened. And now a casualty will be faced by Team Sona Esports immediately after dropping. They're down to 3 players. And I hope Rita Albertard and Volt will retaliate and maybe give their opponents a taste of their own medicine. But for now, there's no team close to Team Sona Esports. Padbury is going after Team Horsey. So a lot of teams fighting in the initial stages. Horsey Esports, they're down to just 1 player, and they're about to be the first team to get eliminated from this Erangel game. Bad. He is the last guy standing for Team 10. Oh, there were 2 players surviving for Breaking Bad. And B4KL, he wins that fight, connects that double barrel shotgun, and Breaking Bad survives. They win that fight. They get 4 early eliminations for them. And that's a good reset. And it's time to head towards the sea building areas. But already it's a lot of mess. That's a lot of mess in in the sea buildings of Sosnovka military base, not school, I'm sorry. It's a lot of mess already, because Team TT versus Team Fire Out East is already happening here. And Breaking Bad wouldn't want to get pissed between these 2 teams. So they'll let Fire Out East first take down TT first, and after that maybe they'll think about going for the third party. By the way, TT, they're maintaining their distance, not moving in too much closer. And they're playing with just 3 players. And I guess Fire Out Esports, they want to eliminate Team TT. And they've taken the initiative 2. Error. Going with a baby food step. And tried to knock down PTT Cass. But that doesn't really work. And you cannot give an indication of your vulnerability to your opponents. And since Team TT, they're taking the initiative, they're going for those grenades. One thing is true, that Fire Out Esports, they have got to know. Sound sense is not that great of Team TT, but none gets knocked out. That's a terrific spray by Thomas. Now he needs to watch his back. And he ends up in a sandwich situation. He gets caught. Stone is the last man standing. And he's AFK, so Team TT is going to face an easy elimination. It's just about time. And the question is, will Fire Out Esports be able to find out Stone's position, his presence? And by that time, maybe Breaking Bad will close in. Or they will sneak out of Sosnovka military base by using the eastern regions of Sosnovka military base. They can do that. Maybe they'll find a vehicle there. They can head towards those caves, and then they can get out of these fights completely. Single Monsters Anwar has been knocked out. INF Esports losing 0 in the early stages. They are fighting Single Monsters, but the fight has ended, and INF Esports will be getting 5 eliminations into their bag. Early fight and an early win for them. And conquering Milta, by the way. Yup, INF Esports will be the only team standing tall here in Milta. There were so many teams present here, but INF Esports will be the only team surviving this huge drop clash war. Gufx Old School, you're taking on Team TB. Gardino gets knocked out. Ghosty doing a great job there, not exposing his body much and letting Gardino take the initiative and close in. Cryos, by the way, he's the final player surviving, and Team TV really very close to get eliminated. And this is not the kind of start Team TV wanted. And Kairos doesn't really have much area to move. That's the problem here right now. He keeps on heading back. He keeps on increasing the distance. He takes down Ghosty. And Ghosty is going to get flushed out maybe. Oh my goodness. Aspect finishes Kairos with that dagger. And that's a humiliation, definitely. And Old School conquers Nova Hypnoi, conquers Team TB in a sort of disrespectful manner. And there's a statement made by Team Old School. Never, ever, ever try to head towards Nova Hypnoi because this drop location belongs to them. And especially they maybe did that because they were given a casualty by Team TB. That's the reason all this frustration came out, is what I feel. But Breaking Bad, they'll be rotating so early. And Breaking Bad has... Oh my god, look at their pace of rotation. Breaking Bad, this team has already reached the western regions of Pachinki. And I guess Breaking Bad is trying to access the center of the circle. That's the reason why they're rotating so much quickly. That is impressive, actually. They found vehicles for them. And straight away, rotating without stopping in between. And I guess they've collected a really good loot too. But B4K, just having a med kit and 5 bandages, that's not enough. Maybe they don't have sufficient amount of loot, but they are not even fighting right now. They are just focusing on rotation. Yeah. They have a certain goal and they just want to achieve it no matter what. Secret, by the way, down to 2 players. This first game is pretty much crucial now for teams. High expectations from Team Secret, but they couldn't start off well in this Wrangle game. High expectations from Team INF as well, because they have the potential, even Fire Out Esports. These teams have the potential, even Leo Esports as well, but they'll be starting off a bit slowly, not really in a hurry to get eliminations into their bag. They'll try to get eliminations later on, but for now they are just peacefully rotating, and as I said, they are not in a hurry. Team Sona gets eliminated from this game. They'll be getting eliminated on 15th position. This is just stage 2. We have just 14 teams and 48 players left. Not a huge amount of players left, and one thing is clear, that teams, they want to play aggressively. Teams have gone crazy, and teams want to fight. They need to enhance their gunpowder too, and this is what Sunday Funday brings in. A lot of aggression into players. Leo Esports, Pubg especially, failed to park his vehicle well. Filter takes him down, but Hawley gets knocked out by a Missouri Trigger. He's so much slower and he gets knocked out. And now Leo Esports with a fabulous comeback into this fight. That's what retaliation looks like. Leo Esports faced casualty and gave their opponents 2 in return. And just now 2 players surviving. Just one inside that compound, that is Filter, and is just running for his life. Even he is throwing some hard shots on his opponent. Just sneaking out of that property and being in his teammate's angle. That is a fabulous job done by Filter there. But Mini has to be agile. But Messi's grenade knocks down Filter. And Mini will be taken down too. Maybe he was trying to close in. A vehicle tracing by Aero. And that's the end. Elimination will be faced by Team 18. Team 9 maybe. Yep. Team 9 gets eliminated on 14th position. And that must be Team Vendetta Esports. Vendetta Esports couldn't do well. And that must be so much heartbreaking for them, because they started off so well in this fight by getting the first knock and the confirmation too. But after that, Leo Esports showed no mercy. And Leo Esports didn't want to initiate this fight in the first place. They were just peacefully minding their own business. They were forced into this fight. They were dragged into this fight. And then Leo Esports showed no mercy on their opponents. And this is what this team is known for. Leo Esports has been so much great in the recent times. They've achieved their form back. They've achieved their lost form back. They had lost their form and now they're back in business, and it's so good to see that Leo Esports is performing well. And they should continue this performance till the last game. And Leo Esports is the contender to win the Arcanic Esports Sunday Funday. I have that strong gut feeling that Leo Esports might end up winning. PT Tikas, by the way, he has been left behind by Team Fireout Esports, and maybe he won't be saved, and he's gonna get eliminated, I guess, or he will be saved. You never know. Fireout Esports, sort of unpredictable lineup this is. You never know what will be their next move. Even they don't know what their next move is. And that's how a team should be, in my opinion. Unpredictable completely. We are on the way to get into the third phase of this Erangel game. So much aggression shown in the initial stages. And I don't know why the first Erangel is always this much aggressive. But then, complete different strategy we see by teams in the second Miramar game. Miramar is so much dry. I feel like Miramar teams are not even trying to fight in Miramar. And then we head towards Rondo. Again, Rondo is very much aggressive. And then at the end, Erangel again, filled with aggression. Maybe players, they love to play aggressive in Erangel. But Miramar, since it's the map of discipline and the most toughest map to play, players don't really try to swim against the tide. And they just try to survive. Miramar has a different kind of respect of players. Even players don't try to cross their limits in Miramar. That's what I feel. INF Esports taking a new player in their team, Rio77K. TV Esports on the other side, they are in a fight. They are fighting team RTZ Esports. Simple versus Young Man, a 1v1 fight. Even Black will join in. And that's a sandwich situation now for Simple. Oh, but he takes down Black. Young Man is the last man standing. Simple just sits inside that hovercraft and he'll try to heal himself. Will he look to crush Young Man under that hovercraft? Is he going to drive it? Yes, he is trying to drive it. And he's going to try to crush Young Man. Young Man finishes so bad. Simple is heading towards Black. And Blacks will be flushed out over that ran over. So that's tit for tat. What a moment that was. And Young Man found an opportunity to revive Prax. But that's a really good move. Making him sit in that vehicle and then carrying him to a safer spot. But Simple, he jumps out. Young Man, even he jumps out. And that was a bait for Simple. Young Man takes him down. But he has invited third parties here. That was Aura Gaming. Even Team Leo Esports making connections from a range. But Young Man maybe will secure that hovercraft for himself too. And will save Prax. But Leo Esports has straight away closed in. They can get these 2 eliminations if they be lucky. Or they'll just get 1. But instead of heading towards team oh, Messi gets knocked down. Messi gets caught. Breaking Bad started to punish Team Leo Esports. Instead of heading towards Team TV, Leo Esports, they were heading towards Breaking Bad, and all of a sudden they stopped in the midway. And now they are being mauled by Team Breaking Bad, and they're in a pressurized situation. And if Team DV decides to look after Team Leo Esports, since they have low ground disadvantage, then they will get eliminated surely. And Leo Esports just wanted to get the center of the circle. That was their sole purpose behind this rotation, nothing else. I'm really bad with my memory. I forget the names of the teams pretty quickly. But finally, Team TV, they got out of that situation and they got a house for them where they can chill. Not for a long time, but yes, They will be safe here with this much amount of hard cover with them. Aura Gaming's pretty much close to them. And clearly, Aura Gaming can see the movement of Team TV, and here comes in those shots as well. Prax. That was close. And Aura Gaming surely would have closed in. But Prax didn't get knocked down, so it's a whole another topic for now. Marin retaliates well, Breaking Bad now. They're on back foot as B4KL gets knocked down. B4K1 gets knocked down. And I hope he is with his teammates. I hope he's not in a wide open area. Oh no. This is serious now. Since B4K, he's in an open area, I feel like Leo Esports, they're going to take out. By the way, Ryan is trying to avoid that flood. He's trying to avoid that casualty, but that's not going to happen. B4K cannot be saved for now. And Leo Esports, they withdrew from this fight, I guess? Yup. All Rams get knocked out. S8 no one. Incredible spray that was, and Rhymes before even landing got knocked out. He got knocked out midair. But not a need to worry, he'll be getting that easy revival. Leo Esports, by the way, they have not completely retreated to the safe areas. They have not completely withdrawn from this fight. Leo Esports, they were watching this fight. They were watching this fight closely. Marin knocking down B4K again, and this time in a wide open space where he has no cover. And maybe that was a bait. They just wanted Tuba to step out and open, and they wanted to get their hands on both the players, but Tuba executed a good job there. Executed a great rev, giving opponents no chance to get their hands on a hit. And Leo Esports straight away closes in. And player's not even able to get down. I guess Tuba, he's stuck there and he cannot do much. And Rhymes will get caught. Tuba trying to climb up. Marin jumps down. Tuba gets knocked out. Burry, what is he gonna do now? Burry doesn't have much options. He just has to wait. And it completely depends on Leo Esports now. Are they going to take the risk to go down and get their hands on Burry? The grenade was right on target. By the way, Team Aura Gaming will get caught and open. Burry is still safe, still intact. Leo Esports are not going to take this much amount of risk. And it's like a slow death for Burry. Because Stage 5 is about to begin. And he won't be able to get out of that cave because of those vehicles. And even Leo Esports have destroyed them, so he won't be able to move them out of the way. So yeah, he's gonna get eliminated because of the blue. So we are heading to his stage 5 with 10 teams and 27 players, I believe. It still hasn't happened yet. You never know. Badbury might come out. And yes, he got a vehicle there, and he will make it to the safe area. So he proved me wrong here. And I hope Leo Esports, they're aware about this, that Burry is moving. First he'll pop in that first aid, and then maybe he'll start moving. That's a good move. And we are moving to a stage 5 with 10 teams and 25 players. So I was right with the number, but not with the team I chose, which might get eliminated. Aura Gaming, having a really good position inside the circle. Circle moves for a southern shift. Aura Gaming controlling the north, and the only team that is present inside the circle right now is Aura Gaming. Rest other teams, they are out. And Assassin Crimes, if they want to move inside the circle, they have to first sweep out Fire Out East Coast. They have to clean them out, and then they have to create some space for themselves inside the circle. But they are dealing shots across the range, and Rain gets a knock there, knocking down Arrow of Leo Esports. Shots coming up from a range. Is Assassin's Crime interested to close in and eliminate Leo Esports? Very trying to rotate as safely as possible, but Pubg makes a mess there, and Young Man gets a frag, and Breaking Bad, they're out. They're eliminated on 9th position. 8 teams, 21 players are now alive. Leo Esports should start moving right here, right now. Aura Gaming with a good move, just keeping the 2 players inside the circle and 2 players out of the circle, so that they'll move with the group and will avoid the backstab. Nora Gaming needs to focus on Team Leo because they've come too much closer. And Leo Esports maybe sweep down Team DV first. Marin, maybe he's got there. And Team DV, they're unleashing on Marin. He was stuck there for a minute, but he got out of that mess. And that's fine. Marin reunites with his teammates. And Team Leo Esports successfully regrouping, having the northeast of the circle. And now they are not far away from the circle. And Leo Esports just has to secure their back. They just have to eliminate the DV Esports, and they'll easily make the situation manageable for them. Team Moscow getting Team INF. Team Aura Gaming with this height advantage, trying to get their hands on all the teams that are in front of their eyes. But they don't have any idea about Leo Esports. That's the problem here. They need to take care of Team Leo. And Team Leo, they've already eliminated Team TV now. Messi surprising Team Aura Gaming. And Team Aura Gaming will pay the price. One player has been eliminated, so this is the first casualty, and this is just the beginning. Alpha, that was a close call. He was about to get knocked out. That's a good grenade. Alpha gets so much low. Marin, what a movement that was. That jiggle. So much quick. Using all his fingers to move. Even using the peak buttons. Scott gets knocked out. Amrit Aishio is the last one standing. All eyes on him. But he has been seen. Good spray. Amrit Aishio gets himself a really good damage. But Aero puts in the final nail on the coffin. Aura Gaming, they're eliminated on 4th position. Star team shows up. Team number 16, that is. They will straight away attack. Team Leo Esports. Marin gets knocked down. Team Star starting off really well. INF Esports watching this fight from a range. INF Esports needs to keep their distance. They should let Star Esports start team fight. Team Leo Esports. And then they'll get plenty of chances to go for the third party. But now the problem is, INF Esports, they are being favored by the circle. All the teams, all the other players are out of the circle. 2 teams are out of the circle. INF Esports, this is a jackpot for them. They can get all these eliminations. They have to just wait. They are the predators right now. They just have to wait for their prey to enter the circle. Izzy has a sideline angle. Hennessy is the only man who is present inside the circle, by the way. And he might get overwhelmed because Leo Esports still move together with vehicles. And Hennessy will have to take 3 players all by his own. That is not a situation you would want to put yourself into. You need your teammate in such kind of situation. And Leo Esports is Marin. He has already showed up, so Hennessy's attention is towards Marin as he is focusing on Star Team to avoid the backstab. It seems like now Team INF, they are caught in a sandwich situation. Now, both the teams, even Star Team and Leo Esports, they've shaken hands. Both these teams are focusing on getting into the circle and eliminating Team INF. That's what these teams are focusing on. And INF Esports doesn't have enough amount of manpower here to tackle 2 teams at the same time. It's a 3v2 fight. And Star Team, they moved in. And Hennessy gets knocked out, but it ran over. As he's the only player surviving. Marin trying to take advantage of the situation. And within a fraction of a second, INF Esports, they'll be getting eliminated on the 3rd position. That was a soft dismissal for Team INF Esports. Star Esports not making much noise. Aero, by the way, gets knocked out. That's a quick flush. Marin gets some help there from his teammate Messi, doing a great job. Makes it a 2v2. Hamsconi is on his knees. Void and number 1. These 2 players cannot be underestimated. This is going to be a hell of a fight. Leo Esports versus Star Team in 2v2 action. Messi, right on time, he gets a P90 there. So a deadly gun combination Leo Esports has. A Groza and a P90. Close range beasts these weapons are. It's going to be a tough task for Star Team to now get a winner chicken dinner because multiple factors here. Messi, he won't really compromise to go for those 3 fights because he connects. If he connects, it's going to be game over for the player. But Star Void knocks down Messi. Marin is the solo guy standing. And with that Groza, can he create a difference? And I guess he ran out of ammo. He He was unleashing with that Rosa on his opponent, and he ran out of ammo, and Star Team taking advantage of that situation. It is all over. Star Team gets that winner chicken dinner with 11 elims, and they get the #1 spot on the points table after this performance. 21 points out of this first game. Leo Esports 16 points, 17 points, I guess, out of this first game. So it's a decent start for both these teams. So we'll have to take a short break, and we will be right back with match number 2. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for match number 2. We are heading towards Miramar, the map of discipline, the most toughest map to play it is. I'm not just overhyping this map. This map is really very difficult to play. I'm a player. And I know how much difficult it is to survive in Miramar. By the way, all things aside, Campo Militar is the starting point of the flight path. Western regions of Patana is the finishing point. Flight path favoring the eastern regions of Miramar map. INF East was dropping off early. And this is not we are seeing. This is not something we are seeing for the first time. INF Esports, as usual, heading to his Tierra Bronca. All Stars, they're heading to his El Azhar, and along with them, it will be Fire Out Esports. They'll be gracing El Azhar with their presence. The two teams, and there's not going to be any kind of peace between these two teams. These teams are surely going to fight. They're going to fight hard to win. Team Shona Esports, they are moving away from flight path. They're trying to move as far as possible so that they can avoid a drop clash. And First Circle has just initiated, favoring the northeastern regions of Miramar map. Skenrolis deep inside the circle. El Azhar deep inside the circle. Aura Gaming, they have a fantastic position inside the circle. And they didn't think about heading to a Spirit Paraiso because that's the drop location where Aura Gaming never found enough amount of healings. And whenever they were indulged in a drop clash in Puerto Paraiso, they ended up losing fights in Puerto Paraiso. So now I guess they've thought about giving a chance to some other drop location, and they have headed to his truck stop. No team headed to his truck stop, by the way, so they're all alone there. That will be a peaceful looting for them, and they don't need to go anywhere. I guess they'll just sit there in truck stop and keep on holding. Horsey Esports, they're heading to his Chumasura. They had a miserable last game, so it's important for Horsey Esports to bounce back on points table, and Miramar gives you a chance to really bounce back on the points table. Even Rondo as well. The Team All Stars will be losing players. Doc is out of this game. And at the same time, Team TT, they are fighting Team Shingle Monsters. And Team TT, they're on a search. There's no player inside that property. All the players, they jumped out. Anwar moving into his teammate's angle. There's a split maintained by Shingle Monsters. So only two players in the nearby areas. Team TT can turn this into a 4v2 and get these early frags for them. But they need to execute it as soon as possible. Fire Out Esports, by the way, getting 2 eliminations, and El Azhar will be dominated by their presence. Vaza is the last player surviving, and Team All Stars, they're about to get eliminated early. Habu is the last player, I guess. No, Vaza is the last player. Habu is knocked out. And Habu won't get that revival, one thing is true. Vaza hasn't opened his fire yet, so Fire Out Esports doesn't really know about Vaza. And still he has a chance to get out of El Azhar and survive for his team. Because this Miramar is probably the last hope of Team All Stars. If they don't do well here, I don't think there are any chances of them making a comeback in Rondo then. Because then they'll have a lot of pressure on them. And those teams who don't do anything, those teams who doesn't do anything in Erangel or Miramar, those teams usually get flopped in Rondo too. So there's a high chance that in Rondo as well, they might get overwhelmed. All Stars, they might get overwhelmed by the pressure, and they might get eliminated early, or they'll find it very difficult to get eliminations in the recall phase especially. But Waza, I guess he unleashed on his opponent. Maybe he got a knock, maybe he didn't get a knock. He got a knock there, one thing is true. He knocked out a player. RTZ was showing up out of nowhere, and the third party, Shadi, he's in a wide open area and he'll get knocked out. So much unlucky right now Shingle Monsters are. They are being surrounded by so many teams at the same time. And RTZ, they're even closing in. So Team T now has to be ready, because RTZ Esports won't just take down Shingle Monsters, they will also fight Team TT. Because one thing is true, RTZ Esports didn't make that much big of an impact the last game, so they will give their everything to fetch out as many points as they can. But 2 of the players got knocked out, and is that Team APEX? Yup, that is APEX who's going for the third party, and 2 players of Team RTZ have been knocked out. Will there be a close-in happening? Where are the other players of APEX right now? APEX right now maintaining a huge split. Maybe those callings have been given, but it will take them some time to reunite, regroup, and attack their opponents. Team 19, Shingle Monsters, they're out of this game. Kaman takes the final player. That was Anwar. Single Monsters, unfortunately, will be getting eliminated on 18th position. But even TT, they're in a miserable state. RTZ Esports, they will escape that situation. But they straight away head towards that compound. It's a reverse psychology coming in from RTZ Esports. And our logs gets caught. And he will be sent back to the lobby. And AIM got fisting him. Finishing him with punches. RTZ Esports, the decisions that they are making, so much sorted they are looking right now. No confusion, just pure communication between players and execution right on time. RTZ Esports, they're looking in a really great touch. I don't know what happened in Erangel, but they are looking fine here in Miramar, and they'll surely turn the tide. Stebro goes for that burst, finds no connection. And now APX, they have to figure out, are they going to move in closer? But what? Look at RTZ Esports. They've grabbed their vehicles and RTZ Esports, they've started to close in. They don't really care about Sunday Funday. All they care is about these fights. And Stebro immediately regrets moving in too much closer. Albi gets knocked out. Undercover, he's the last man standing in within a fraction of a second team. They're down to one player. Within a fraction of a second, Team Apex, they're down to one player. Undercover. Stopping a bit far away and then moving in with... moving in on feet so that RTZ Esports doesn't hear his engine sound. Has to make connections on at least two players with this grenade. And only there is a ray of hope of him clutching RTZ Esports. And now RTZ Esports, they're more alert. Now they get to know that there is... Oh my goodness! The vehicle almost went right on target. And now RTZ Esports, that's a clean sweep. Eliminating two teams, 6 eliminations. Bordering almost... Yeah, eliminating two teams. Great performance by Team RTZ. They're looking so much confident. And all they care about are those finishes. All they care about are those finishes, and they're getting it, and they won't stop now. I feel like they'll just collect some loot, and they'll again start searching for opponent, and they'll start mauling them. By the way, Leo Esports, the last game they got #2 here in the early stages, they're getting your eliminations. It's a really good way to start off Miramar. Getting a frag in the early stages really gives you a lot of confidence and security, and Leo Esports, they've got that. Maybe two big teams fighting. Team INF, they're in a really bad state. PT Takas, solo guy going against Team INF Esports, easily taking down players. And even INF Esports, they'll be getting eliminated from this game on 16th position. So Fire Out Esports, even they are on a hunt. They're searching opponent and they're hunting them down one by one. There are a lot of teams who are playing aggressive, especially RTZ Esports. And they've gone crazy. It's just 15 players and 15 teams and 55 players are gonna enter the stage 2 of this Miramar. It's EUG in this game playing with just 3 players. RTZ Esports, I just want to talk about them. They've won my heart. In just the initial stages of this game, the way they got those 6 eliminations, I feel like they have no doubts in their mind. They have figured out everything. They've sorted all the problems in this world, and RTZ Esports is gonna beat the hell out of this lobby. That's what they are up to. And they didn't even have sufficient amount of loot. I saw players fighting without vest and helmet. And again now they are on a hunt. They'll be seeing Sona Esports, but this is too much aggression. This is unnecessary. RTZ Esports. And just one small mistake might end everything for them. Rikta will be caught off guard. And Team Sona will be losing their first player. Soban is not even healing himself. He will just keep on unloading on his opponents. And now El Batard has been targeted. Look at this RTZ Esports. They are just relentless. AIM God takes down El Batard. What is this? They are murdering this lobby. And Baku is the last player surviving. And so now Esports, they're about to get eliminated. Baku pulls that grenade. Is he going to grenade himself? Instead of fighting RTC Esports, eliminating himself, Baku wouldn't like to give an extra elimination to Team RTZ. But is Simple going to get that revival? Baku saw that happening. And RTC Esports side by side, they'd like to save their players too. And Baku cannot do much. Even Breaking Bad enters the scene. They are moving quite closely. Well, Breaking Bad stop and check out some shots there. And even Breaking Bad carries a really good gun far. They've stopped. They're checking out. Void is in a wide open area. And Void gets caught in open. So RTC Esports, this way or that way, they'll be losing a player. But that doesn't mean that RTC Esports will be controlled. Now they go after Team Breaking Bad. And Aim God, he is on whole another league. Now they're heading towards Bad B4. Just the same strategy. And Simple knocking down Bad B4K. Burry and Bad, both of them are going to be flushed out. B4K. Burry and B4K, both of them are going to get flushed out. RTC Esports now gets 9 eliminations into their pocket. But Simple gets knocked out, and this is a problem. And now RTC Esports, they've figured out the solution of this problem. They're going to now head towards Baker. After that, they'll focus on revival. I guess they are going to head towards Baker. They'll finish him first. And then they'll think about reviving Simple. Because Aim God won't sacrifice himself to save his teammate. B4K, even he is going to get finished out here. So RTC Esports is going to get the 10th elimination. But B4K hasn't been flushed out. RTC Esports, they forgot about the elimination they could have secured. Aim God knew where the last player was. And pretty easily Aim God takes down Baker. Breaking Bad, I guess they're going to try to revive B4K. Error gets knocked out because of blue zone, but that's not what has happened. There was a spray dealt by Soban, and he dealt so much amount of damage that Error got knocked out because of the blue zone, and Soban closes in too. Even Command is so much low. And Error gives up. The tracing there by Aim God finds connection. Soban in close range. Maybe he had grenades in his hands. But Rhymes does that third party, and RTC Esports will be overwhelmed between multiple teams. And now just one last player alive, which is Aim God. And he is not going to put his weapons down. No way. After such a terrific start, RTC Esports will keep on farming aura. But Aim God has to choose a different pathway now to head towards the circle. Breaking Bad, they will withdraw from this fight, and even they are moving towards the circle. Circle moves for an eastern shift, by the way. A southern shift, I'm sorry. Circle moves for a southern shift. Look at Old School. They're right at the center of the circle. And Aura Gaming is so much close to them. Both these teams might end up in a chaotic situation, a chaotic fight. And Old School, they've already lost 2 players. Look at Preet. The way he is hanging on that railing. Aura Gaming not even taking the initiative. And Aura Gaming just chilling in truck stop. They know there are opponents present here. There are enemies present around them, but they are just too lazy to get out of their bubble and fight. Until and unless any team just pushes them to their limits, they are not going to fight anybody. They're just going to chill here. And Old School, even they are not in a mood, because already they have numbers disadvantage. They have no confidence. So, even Old School, they're just relaxing. Both these teams have made gentlemen's agreement. You survive, I survive, we both get profits. Aim God gets taken down by Rhymes. Breaking Bad finally finds a solution to finish Team RTZ. But I feel like if Bay 4K would have had got eliminated, then maybe RTC Esports could have survived, I feel like. If at that point B4K, if he had been flushed out by Team RTC Esports, then I think RTC Esports could have survived more. They couldn't have got eliminated by Breaking Bad, because just to save Breaking Bad, Rhymes, just to save Breaking Bad's B4K, Rhymes had to move so much, and then he got that off-guard angle, and then he targeted Soban and took him down. So that all couldn't have happened if Aim God just had flushed out B4K. And RTC Esports must be thinking right now they could have got an extra elimination, and at the same time they could have protected themselves too. So 2 errors they've made. They made an error in protecting themselves, and at the same time in getting an extra elimination. But yeah, they must be happy with their performance. I don't think they were aiming winner, chicken dinner. They were aiming just eliminations, and they got enough. So it's about Rondo now, and we'll have to see how their Rondo works. By the way, the circle is for a southeastern shift, and look at there, how many ridges and terrains are there present inside the circle. And this is the area which is densely populated by ridges and terrains. So whichever IGL has a great map study is going to outperform teams here, because the IGL with great map study will lead his team to a position where the team has height advantage and they can target the nearby areas and dominate the other teams. Aura Gaming, they've started that fight finally. Wait, the last player. Maybe surviving in 10 HPs, and Alpha will put in the final nail on the coffin. Old school, they're out on 12th position. 11 teams and 36 players are now alive. It's a good reset for Aura Gaming. They are moving, and Aura Gaming trying to stop their rotation. And yeah, TT, they're down to 2 players. Assassin's Crime. They've lost two of their players. Now, Typelocks and Diplocks is the dual survivors for Assassin's Crime. B4K takes down Typelocks, but the other Diplocks manages to swap the speed of the vehicle, and he took down B4K, and unlucky Typelocks. He couldn't survive. Aura Gaming, they'll be getting their hands on the last pair of the Assassin's Crime, that is Typelocks. That vehicle will explode, and that will provide enough amount of cover there to Typelocks. So no need to worry. Aura Gaming will move out of their cave. They will keep on holding here in truck stop. TT Stone gets knocked down. Come on. This is the last player surviving. Elimination will be faced by TT Stone. Horsey Esports adding a frag to their list. And this will be their 4th elimination. Adding a frag to their bag. 4 eliminations for Team Horsey. They're going after the final player. Commander is, and easily Typelocks on the other side takes down Mr. Kazi. Command will be taken down by Hammer. Team 22 is out. They're eliminated on 9th position. Just 8 teams and 25 players are now alive. This is the formation of stage 5 now. Circle moves for a northeastern shift. Leo Esports pretty easily to get their 2nd elimination. But now they will sweep down Team Aura Gaming while they move. And it's an easy target for Team Leo Esports on the edges. It's a pretty good situation to fight as well. Aura Gaming. Good opponent to choose. Good opponent to pick a fight against. This will be challenging for Leo Esports, by the way, because just 50 seconds are remaining. If Aura Gaming doesn't make any move, Leo Esports will have to move towards the circle, and they'll have to compromise with this fight, which they don't really want to, because they want more eliminations right now. They can straight away jump onto 11 eliminations from 7. Aura Gaming is not that much interested in this fight, because they're more serious about the circle. So Leo Esports will just withdraw. They're moving towards the circle. Crusader takes down Froxin. Horsey Esports, are they trying to settle down and open? Seems like they're trying to settle down and open. They have no other option left. So that's the only thing they can do. Aura Gaming, Scar moving in deep inside the circle, getting himself a wooden shack, but just playing inside one shack for 3 players, it will be a messy situation. They won't get enough amount of breathing space in that wooden shack, especially. And especially when a shack has so many holes, you can easily put in those grenades. Yeah, that's a red flag. I don't think Aura Gaming is gonna reunite with Scar. Crusader, he's out. Team TV down to 3 players. And they're trying to stop Star Team from entering the circle. And in this game as well, Team Star has done an incredible job by maintaining the numbers advantage and even 9 eliminations. So they are war-oriented in this Miramar as well. They've fought their opponents. They've fought really great fights. 9 elimination is a big number, and they've already made it to the top 5. They've got a winner chicken dinner in the last game. Star Team aiming for another winner chicken dinner. Well, their competitors are Leo Esports on the points table, and they are in a miserable state. And Star Team would like to focus on eliminating Leo Esports as compared to any other team. But Arrow with that shot spray knocking down number 101. So it's a direct fight between Star Esports and Team Leo. With such a long range. And look at Team Aura Gaming in the middle. Oh my goodness. Kairos takes down Hamdi Koni. And Team Star under so much pressure. Well, they are trying to get their hands on Aura Gaming too. And Aura Gaming is in such a bad situation, in a sandwich situation they are. And they cannot do anything. And Mr. Kazi knocking down Mr. Aura Gaming is stuck for now. There are shots coming in from all the angles, and I felt like Aura Gaming might not regroup with Scar since he had just a small wooden shack there to survive. Pretty poor Team Aura Gaming is in terms of properties right now. So I thought they won't regroup there, but they did. So expect the unexpected again. And Aura Gaming now started to move, and they'll sweep Arrow on the way to the circle. Amritajal wins that 1v1. Aura Gaming eliminates Team Leo. And ecstasy for Team Star as their prime competitors have been eliminated now. So it gives them a open opportunity to increase that lead on points table. An unbelievable consistency by Star Team. DV is just down to 1 player, Mr. Kazi. It is. Even Team DV, every game they're getting those average points. In the last game as well, I guess they made it to the top 4. So even they are in contention. And if they turn this game into a #2 with more eliminations, you never know. They might overtake Leo Esports on points table, but that's really difficult to happen. Because Aura Gaming, they have some other things on their minds. Mr. Kazi doesn't even have much time to revive his teammate. He just keeps on running so that he can dodge those utilities, hang those grenades. Team TB, they're out. Team Star gets another one. And they're not ready to lose any player. Still all their 4 players alive. The last game as well, they made a statement by keeping most of the players alive in the end circle fight. Aura Gaming, they're playing fast. Young man is the last man standing, and he'll be taken down too. So it's just Prime in a 1v4 situation. But Aura Gaming getting the #2 in this Miramar game. Prime doesn't even have much health. And Hamdi Koni gets those headshot connections, and it is all over. This time in a convincing fashion, Star Team gets that winner chicken dinner. 15 eliminations. Massive impact they've created. What a game. And what a play. It's time to take a break now. We'll be taking a break and we'll be right back with Rondo. Till then, like, subscribe. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for match number 3. We are heading towards Rondo. And the flight path is here. Initiates from Bailey, finishes off to a Stain Long Garden, a Western region oriented flight path, which is quite rarely seen in Rondo. Most of the times it's Eastern or Southern regions oriented flight path, but rarely I've seen a Western region oriented flight path. So yeah, the first circle as well, favoring the Western regions, and fights happening continuously in Yulin. Teams have headed towards Yulin, and it's gonna be a big war coming from Yulin. Leo Esports is down to one player. I want to see how many eliminations will be secured by Team Star in this record phase. I guess they have not headed towards Yulin, which really says a lot about Star Team. Oh, they are here in Yulin. I thought they were not here in Yulin, and they headed towards the isolated drop location, and then they will just peacefully collect the loot, and then they will do search and hunt, proper utilization of Recolta. But now they've headed towards Yulin, just like other teams, so it doesn't really say a lot about this team. By the way, they have 2 eliminations. That really says a lot about this team. Assassin's Prime, they want to revive their player, but that won't really be possible for them. Rain is low. Big Show, he's finished out. Rain with a grenade in his hands. Frozen. Oh, he will get caught in that grenade, but didn't get knocked out. Yes, he got knocked out. Even White gets knocked out. And now, Star Team. A miserable start for them in this Rondo game. The record phase is over, just getting 2 eliminations. And getting fought by those grenades. This might affect their confidence completely. I have a weird feeling about this. Team All Stars trying to get Team INF Esports. They're in the outer skirts. Rio. He's trying to get his hands on Ghosty with those tap shots. That won't really work. And now when Ghosty will retaliate, that's going to be worse for Rio. But All Stars there getting caught in open. Hennessy with the off gun angle, getting both the players. Both the players are knocked out. And Hennessy has to look after his eliminations. Those frags might get stolen. There is a chance Team Old School might steal those frags. Rio and Hennessy, they are getting caught here in open, by the way. Shingle Monsters. Usually they perform well in Rondo. Now let's see what they bring to the table in this Rondo game. Because they are fading fast on point stable. So they have to figure out what's going wrong. Because they have not a lot of chances left. Because after this, we'll be heading towards the last game. That will be a wrangle. And if they don't play well in this Rondo, then it's just formality left in the last Erangel. That's harsh, but that's true. So they have to turn this game into a big one. And I guess Star Team will try to get their 3rd winner chicken dinner of the day. No team has secured 3 out of 3 winner chicken dinners. 3 consecutive winner chicken dinners. In Funday presented by Arcanic Esports. No team has done that. So this will be a record set by Star Team if they're able to get 3 consecutive winner chicken dinners, which is really possible by the way they are playing. And they don't really need to run behind eliminations. That makes it more easy for them. They don't have to secure more amount of eliminations. They've already secured 2 winner chicken dinners. It automatically takes them to the top of the table, so they can play in a relaxed manner. Old School, very smartly, they secured the higher ground advantage here in Yulin, and it becomes difficult to get advantage on this prime location. Team TV, they are pretty much isolated, and they are just fighting one team at a time. And now it's Typelock's last player of Assassin's Crime in front of them. Rain has been already knocked out, so Typelock's has huge pressure on him to revive his teammate Rain. He's closing in, young man. He wants to move in, he wants to go for that 1v1 fight against Typelock's. He'll be using the S12K as a primary weapon. The young man just goes for a random spray inside that smoke, makes his opponent more nervous. And now it's time to deal damage with that S12K, but it doesn't really work. And where are young man's teammate? He's fighting Typelock's all by his own, but then Mr. Kazi shows up and Team Assassin's Prime, they are eliminated. That's a temporary elimination, we all know that. They'll be utilizing those recall beacons. And they'll be coming back into this game. They'll be bringing back the eliminated players into this game. By the way, Aura Gaming, they have showed up. Aura Gaming dropped peacefully. Ghosty gets knocked out. He's gonna get flushed out for sure. Aura Gaming dropped in an isolated drop location, far away from Yulin in the outer skirts, and they headed towards Yulin. That was a great strategy by Aura Gaming, but that didn't really help them out very much because the recall phase is now over, I guess. Shiroji contributing 2 elims. And now change in team by Aura Gaming. Shiroji showing up. And maybe they've benched Scar or Prime. Who have they benched? Scar is in this game. They've benched Prime. And those recall beacons will be used by Aura Gaming and they'll bring back the players into the game. 2 eliminations in the recall phase. Not that great, but still it's fine. And Aura Gaming doesn't really focus on eliminations, on getting eliminations in the early stages of round. They usually focus on placing themselves into the top 5 and getting that winner chicken dinner. And eventually in that process, they get eliminations. So if they don't get eliminations in recall phase, that doesn't affect their morale or confidence. Nothing affects their morale or confidence. They always keep on trying. That's what I like about Team Aura Gaming. Rio 77k is the last man standing for Team INF. He pulled out a grenade with their opponents in the nearby areas. He's the last man standing. And he has to pray that no player catches him off guard. You're out in open. Because then INF Esports get eliminated first. Not first. They'll become the second team to get eliminated. It's surprising that RTC Esports didn't get a single elimination. And we all know what they did in the last game. They faced 3 casualties. Void will easily access the recall beacon and bring back his teammates into the game. But yes, it's surprising when RTC Esports got so much freedom to fight. And Aimgod and Simple, they've been permanently eliminated from this game. That is surprising. And now it surprises me more. So they got a chance to fight twice. And they couldn't do anything. Not even a single elimination secured by Team RTZ. And now hereafter, only just 2 players surviving for Team RTZ. So now they'll play the last game just for formality because nothing has left for them. Them winning Rondo with tremendous amount of eliminations. This happening is like a miracle. Even I can't see it coming. By the way, stage 2 has just initiated. I'm always positive. I always speak positively about teams. But right now, RTZ was the situation that they are caught in. I don't find them escaping that situation. I don't find them getting out of that situation and getting a winner chicken with a tremendous amount of eliminations. I'm talking about 15 to 20 eliminations. If I'm using the term tremendous, I'm talking about a dozen or 2 dozen elimination winner chicken dinner. That's what tremendous amount of elimination sounds like. So for them to do that, it's now pretty much difficult. And maybe they won't even try to do that. They will just low-key survive till the end stages. Because they have just 2 players alive, not much resources to tackle a 4-player strong team. Now 9 eliminations will be secured by Breaking Bad. And I was appreciating their gun bar. This team really has a good gun bar. And they gave us an example in the very first Erangel game. The way they won their drop clash. Yeah, that pretty much showed us and gave us an example that how much potential this team has. And then even executing the rotations impressed me a lot. And Breaking Bad here as well, getting 9 eliminations. And 4 players are alive. They even tried to chase down Zoro of ZUG. But they will abort their mission in the midway. 10th elimination, Tofix will be flushed out. So another casualty will be faced by ZUG. And Zoro now needs to access a recall beacon as soon as possible. And Breaking Bad, somewhere they suffer with their rotations. They need to figure out how they can rotate safely into the circle. Because if they crack this one thing, that is rotation, I guess they can enhance their gaming much more. They can play even more better games. And I won't be surprised if they win Arcanic Sunday Funday or any other tournaments in the near future. I won't be surprised because they have the potential in them. They're running out of luck, or they lack in executing their rotations. That's what I feel. But as I said, if they crack that one thing, they will become a complete team. Third circle has been initiated. Circle moves for a western shift, we can call. And look at that huge cluster. So many teams fighting in a single compound. 20 teams, 67 players are still alive. And this is the bad part about Rondo. There are so many teams alive, and it's so much chaotic. You don't even have enough space inside the circle. Aura Gaming, by the way, they're fighting Team Sona East was Albatard. He's a solo guy in front of Team Aura Gaming. Old gets knocked out, and that triggered the slam in of Team Aura Gaming. Albatard getting so much slow by the grenade. And it's now pretty much expected that Albatard is going to get eliminated. But Amrit Aigil gets knocked out. I don't know what happened there. But Alpha knocking down Amrit Aigil with that vehicle burst. That's a mishappening. That's a mistake. Albatard buys himself enough amount of time. Where is Riedka? Is Riedka gonna show up? Albatard trying to escape another grenade right on target. And Albatard again tanks that grenade by the burst of Mazets. And he will reunite with Riedka. And successfully Aura Gaming will be securing that compound for them. The opponents had to get out and give space to Team Aura Gaming. That's the kind of impact they've created in this fight. But they have to be prepared for more teams, because they are not going to stay here alone for a very long time. And they even have to expect the upcoming circle. They have to predict the upcoming circle. And I don't think that the upcoming circle will favor Team Aura Gaming right here on the edge. Oh my goodness! Whatever I say, the opposite happens. Circle is favoring Aura Gaming. But situation is going to be now much more chaotic, because a lot of teams are going to settle down inside that hard compound. And Aura Gaming has to be active. They have to look in every direction, because while those laments come in, they have to trace down those players. And they should let as less players as possible into those compounds to initiate a fight against them. Ferexa gets knocked out. Freezy gets knocked out. Team Vendetta down to one player. Trigger reviving all the assets of Vendetta Esports. They are fighting Team Secret, and they're going for the slam in. Now Bolton park his vehicle well, and Trigger gets an opportunity to knock him down. Parking your vehicle while going for a slam in is very much important. And if you fail at doing that, you lose all the momentum on the fight. Trigger almost got caught off guard there. Ferexa will be fleshed out by the monstrous Jalad. So at a time, Team Secret will be facing two teams. Saba, he'll be taken down, he'll be stabbed in his back. So Team Secret, they're eliminated from this game on 17th position. 50 players and 16 teams are now alive. We're about to witness the start of Phase 5 of this Erangel game. Apex time to cover. He will be flushed out. Aura Gaming, as I said, that compound is going to become center of attraction, and there are going to be a lot of teams coming their way. They just have to be careful and alert. They need to keep their attention in all the directions. There should not be any surprise happening here for Team Aura Gaming. We all love surprises, but at this point, any surprise for Aura Gaming is gonna end up eliminating them from this game. After such a great performance, Aura Gaming wouldn't like to get eliminated so early. By the way, Breaking Bad will be getting eliminated on 16th position. They had so many eliminations. I guess they secured more. How many eliminations? Total eliminations? 9, 4, 13 eliminations they had. They got eliminated on 16th position. Imagine if they had played by the very end of this game. They could have got 24 eliminations. And a winner chicken as well, with the amount of potential they carry out. But as I said, rotation is their weakness. If they crack it, they can rise up for sure. And in this game as well, rotational classes interfered, and they couldn't get desired result out of this game. Gangad will be overwhelmed. Vendetta Esports, I don't know what they were doing, but they saw their teammate getting finished right in front of their eyes. And Freezy got too much late before opening his fire. He could have avoided that casualty which has been faced by Team Vendetta Esports. I don't know what they were doing. But now Freezy will be the last man standing. Maybe even this time. Freezy couldn't give enough amount of cover to his teammates. And Emperor, that was Kanku's. Freezy. Elimination for Team Vendetta. Blade. He is a bit separated, and Team TV in a problem. By the way, Blade, he goes for the grenade. Step Bro, but Step Bro just spams that S12K. And Blade, he just enters the pre-fire. Look at this. Wolsey helping out his teammate. Monsters introduce their rotation. Just on 10 HP. Always surviving. And he will be taken down. So single monsters, even they will be exposed, and they're eliminated on 8th or 9th position. Aura Gaming, they're out too. Assassin Crimes, type blocks, finding it really hard to settle down inside the circle. 10 eliminations, by the way, for Assassin's Crime. They've done a stunning job. And Aura Gaming, I was talking about them. Again, the rotational problems for Aura Gaming. And Alpha got taken down pretty easily there by PT to Cass. Even Team Assassin Crimes, type blocks being flushed out, so Assassin Crimes are eliminated on 6th position. Fire Out Esports, I guess they're eliminated too. They'll be getting eliminated on 6th. Assassin Crimes, they're out on 7th. By the way, Horsey Esports, they're charged up. And Apex Esports, they've been defending this place for a very long time. But now it's time to lose a fight, I guess. Because Horsey Esports creating such a great impact, and at the same time, so a team with numbers advantage has to step up just to finish Team Apex Esports. They were untouchable till now, undefeatable till now. But Horsey Esports, they have to put in all their efforts. But Team 22 shows up out of nowhere, and Thomas extending too much. Big lack of communication there between the players of Team 22. Common gets knocked out too. Error with back-to-back grenades. Makes no trouble for Team Horsey. Emperor fought back really well, but Error takes him down, and Team Horsey gets eliminated on 4th position. Out of nowhere, Fire Out Esports. Oh, they're still in this game. Fire Out Esports. They're not eliminated yet. Tickets is still standing. I thought Fire Out Esports, they were eliminated, but they're still in this game. One of the players got eliminated. And Tikas fighting alone like a warrior. And he's hard carrying his team in this game, by the way. 5 eliminations. And no other player has contributed. Tikas, now you've made a mistake, but that's a great burst. Just found connections on the head of Stone. Tikas with a great knock. 3 teams, 5 players. Rio is the solo man surviving, maybe, for Team INF. That's a great survival game by Rio. I wasn't expecting INF Esports would make it to the top 3. They've come a long, long way. And that's an accomplishment in itself. And Rio must be satisfied with the kind of performance he has showcased in this game. INF Esports inviting a player into their team because 4th player was maybe not available, and Rio doing a great job carrying the entire lineup of Team INF. Teddy Stone will be finished out. TKS gets another frag. Now it's a 1v2v2 fight. So much pressure on Team 22. They cannot afford to lose this game after doing so much. And losing a fight when you have numbers advantage, that is a humiliation itself. Rio, he's being mauled by the blue zone, and I don't think he'll be able to make it to the safe areas. But he's still healing himself. But PT Gas, oh my god! Oh my goodness! It is all over! Tikas with just 1 grenade destroys the hopes of Team TT, and they get hashtag 3 in this game. Not even hashtag 2. Oh my goodness. What a finish. Absolute cinema. It's time now to take a short break, and we will be back with Erangel. That is going to be match number 4. Till then, like, subscribe. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the main event of the evening. We're heading towards our one last game. It's gonna be Erangel. Flight path is here, initiates from Miltapa and finishes off towards the big city of Georgiopol. And a lot of teams are gonna jump in Milta. That is gonna happen because Milta is pretty much close to the flight path. And since this is the last game, a lot of teams have nothing to win and a lot to lose. Nothing to lose and a lot to win. Sorry, a lot of teams have nothing to lose and a lot to win. So those teams are gonna go absolutely nuts in this one last game. They're gonna go crazy. I think Star Team, they're gonna play passive just for this last game so that they can get that #1 easily and they can win Arcanic Esports Sunday Funday. They have to just get the #1 on the points table and they'll take away all the cash home. For that, they wouldn't like to take any kind of risk in the initial stages. That would just ruin things for them because they've already secured 2 winner chicken dinners and the rondo was pretty decent for them too. By the way, 2 more stars there in Milta. Team Single Monsters standing tall against them. The 2 with back-to-back pre-fires. Doesn't find any accurate connections there. Before he moves out. Now, it's a sandwich situation for Team All-Stars to kill, but he still takes down a player. But no way he's gonna survive there. Shady puts in the final nail on the coffin, and within a fraction of a second, Team All-Star, they get eliminated on 18th position. Team Secret, they should hurry up and go for the third party, because all the players are so much low, by the way. Shingle Monsters, they haven't faced any casualty yet. Anwar, he's across the road, so maybe he'll stop other players of Team Secret from crossing. And Anwar, he also stepped back a bit. A lot of players of Shingle Monsters. Yeah, there is Zealot. He's keeping an eye on Anwar. Oh, he gets knocked out. He was barely surviving. 10 HP already. Anwar gets knocked there. Gets Sugro. But he cannot push in. And he is heading towards Sugro. So they can flush him down. But Anwar, mishappening there. For example, from the back end areas. From a range, he'll be dealing a spray. And Anwar gets cooked. And Single Monsters, they're down to 3 players. They'll be facing their first casualty. Team Sona, they have started off early. I guess they are forced to fight early, because usually you don't see them fighting in the initial stages. And they're on the positive side of the finish feed, so good news for them. They can win this fight against Team 20. And that is 4 Evo, I guess. That's going to be Apex Esports, the fight coming in from the main building of Yasna Poliana. A lot of teams have headed towards Yasna Poliana, along with Team TT. Oh my goodness, that moment. I still cannot forget that moment. Team TT getting #3 when they had all those Infinity Stones to get a winner chicken dinner. That was so much unexpected. Leo Esports versus Breaking Bad in Pachinki, by the way. Team Apex down to 2 players. They'll keep on losing players. Albertard cooking Arrow GG's. Stepbro gets knocked out. He was stuck, I guess. He was standing in that same position since a very long time. Albi, by the way, knocks down Baker with that Molotov. Even Rita is so much low. And Albi, while jumping, can he connect? Can he connect? Maybe he doesn't believe himself that much. And it will ruin everything. Then he'll have low ground disadvantage. Not a TPP advantage if he falls down. So now Esports trying to take down Albi with grenades. Can it work out? Yes. Albi is quite low. And that is going to just make him panic. And he will be taken down by Rita with that M249. Rita just spamming that M249. Didn't take any risk. And Team Sona, this is probably their first drop last win. But there are still 2 teams left. Team TT and Horsey Esports. And I'm surprised that Horsey Esports is maintaining such a wild split right now. I mean, they are maintaining solo splits. All their 4 players are so much separated. All the 4 players using their own particular areas. Even the northern edge. And one of the players, I think that was Shady has a vector, takes down Sugro. He needs to reload his S12K. He needs some time. Firexar chasing Shady. And Shady will be taking down. So much unlucky Shady was there. Both his weapons were reloaded. And Team Secret conquers Milta but loses 2 of their players. That is a fantastic way of Shingle Monsters. They almost defended that Slamming. Fantastic way to defend, I must say. They almost defended that Slamming. They almost defended that third party, not that Slamming, by Team Secret. I'm sorry, they almost defended that third party. By the way, Rhymes, he gets a frag, and Breaking Bad. Now they are setting a challenge against Team Leo Esports and Pachinki. Till now, Leo Esports, they had numbers advantage over Team Breaking Bad. But now Breaking Bad, they've started to retaliate, and Leo Esports seems like they're losing hopes. Messi might get knocked out. Not a good window to jump out of. Rhymes takes him down, and it's a 2v2 now. A 2v2 fight left. Bosuke versus Tuba. A 1v1 fight might happen. And Rhymes will pay close attention to that 1v1 so that he can provide enough amount of cover to his teammates. Vendetta Esports as well stepping up and fighting early. Because, yeah, Vendetta Esports as well has done nothing today. So Vendetta Esports would desperately like to get as many eliminations as they can on the point. As many eliminations as they can in this last game. Just to create an impact and show their true colors in this one last game. And I don't know what is wrong with this game. What the hell kind of render is this? It's not happening. It's still the same. What on earth is this glitch? By the way, Vendetta Esports, they'll be stepping down from this fight. I don't know why Vendetta Esports is hesitating so much to initiate this fight. They're not able to make a decision here whether they want to initiate this fight or not. And they have created such a big distance now with Team TV. Rita on the other side will be flushed out by Lamella. And now Team Sona Esports has started to face troubles from Team TT. And yeah, we noticed the fact that there were 2 more teams present in Yasnaya Poliana. And Sona Esports on their way to the circle, they'll be meeting one of them. Borzi Esports, just one of their players was present in Yasnaya Poliana. Just one of their players. Borzi Esports, they'll be just minding their own business. Koman flashes out Albertard. And 7 Esports, they're down to 2 players now. And I guess, yeah, stepping down again would be the best decision for Team 7 Esports. Instead of just doing easy elimination for their opponents, this would be a great move for their greater future in this Erangel game. But they are not going to accomplish anything out of this. That thing is true. Leo Esports, one last player surviving. Breaking Bad. They have retaliated so well. And I'll say it again, that their gunpowder has impressed me a lot. They really carry a really good amount of gunpowder. And Rhymes, hard carrying his team 1v3 from his side. And continuously is changing his directions and attacking Leo Esports from some weird angles. Now, Leo Esports, they're not really able to anticipate what's going to come up next for them. Take us. Some good connection, get some good damage for him. Oh, but this time he will be humbled. And that is a third party coming in from Team Mora Gaming from the back inside. Umbreth Aishiel flushes TKS, knocks down Nun 2. And Basleo and Revolts, all pressure on them. Maybe Team TV will show up soon. Aura Gaming finding those connections through the smoke. And what? Scar, Umbreth Aishiel had no clue that there was a player right behind them. But Umbreth Aishiel still has a chance to fight Basleo, who hasn't lost his complete grip over his fight, and he will do the needful He will take down Basleo. Fire out Esports. They're eliminated on 11th position. Now Team TV, as I said, they will show up for the third party. Shiroji gets knocked out, and now all eyes with Amrit. Amrit and Alpha is the two surviving. Oh, Alpha gets knocked out. Kairos was able to see pixels of Alpha there. Some of his pixels were visible. Alpha will be put down. Standing, and he will be taken down too. He was just constantly going for those grenades, which won't really create a difference for him. And that's the end. Timora Gaming gets eliminated on 10th position. It all comes down to 9 teams and 28 players. Not a lot of teams are alive right now. Team Star, are they alive? That's the question, because they are in contention. And Team Star, I feel like they are eliminated from this game. They were just playing with 2 players, so they don't really care about getting that hashtag 1. They've already performed well in the first 2 games, so it doesn't matter to them if they performed well in the last game or not. And yeah, they didn't even make any efforts. They were playing with 2 players and they initiated a fight early. Breaking Bad eliminating Leo Esports in Pachinki in their own town. They'll be burying them 8 feet under, and Breaking Bad getting 4 eliminations. Rhymes doing most of the job, contributing 3 out of 4. Team TT, after getting those 2 eliminations, even they'll be leaving Team Sona Esports alone. And they've headed towards the big Everest of Georgia Pool. Pretty close they are to Vendetta Esports. Guys, this stupid glitch, I'm not able to understand. It's not getting fixed. It's not getting fixed. This is a game glitch, but it's looking so much ugly. What do I do now? How do I fix it? How the hell do I fix it? Hey Joe, goes for that spray. Thomas retaliates really well, but he himself is so much lower, and Thomas surely overcommitted there. But he'll be lucky that he didn't get knocked out. Come on, taking the necessary precautions. Use that sticky bomb. And maybe that sticky bomb will just put on pressure on his opponent. Baker will be taken down. Team Sona, they're eliminated on 9th position. 8 teams. And total 26 players are now alive. Warzy, while rotating, will be facing some issues there. Cancuz gets knocked out. And that was Team TB. Oh, that was DUG, I guess. And even Team TB are bothering Team RZ. Emperor will just pick up Cancuz in the vehicle, maybe. They'll take him to the safe areas. That won't really happen there. RZ is supposed they have to execute this revival in such a wide open area. ZUG, even they are not in a really good state. That's just Zoro who's unleashing on Team Horsey. If Horsey Esports closes in and takes care of him, the problem will be solved. Cancuz hasn't got that revival yet. He's still knocked out. Horsey Esports constantly making those efforts to somehow bring him back to life. Kairos gets that flush out. And Tofik, he's eliminated. He gets that frag. And TV adds another frag to the list. Aussie Esports, they've settled down. The situation becomes manageable for them. Now they have to figure out whom they want to fight. Is it Team TB? It's going to be a 4v4 fight, or it's Zoro, where they can add 1 elimination pretty easily. But they'll have to work hard for it. They'll have to move a lot towards Zoro and then take him down. Crazy finishing Lamella. Team TT. They're about to face another casualty because Stone is knocked out too, and Stone as well will be flushed out. So 2 casualties now, and things have completely changed for Team TT. Now they have to play passive. Now they have to control their emotions And Horsey Esports not fighting TB, and both the teams are heading towards Team D-Way. Young man will be flushed out with that vehicle burst. Horsey, have a look at him, how much low he is. So he was caught by that blast too. Horsey Esports, no communication between players. Two of the players stepping back, fighting some other team, and the rest of the players fighting Team DB. And Horsey Esports, they're cooked right now. Cancus, he went on a ride, he came back, he got a bit late, but DB Esports, they're eliminated. Maybe Horsey Esports, they've bought enough time for them to go for that revival, and Cancus won't be alone fighting Team TB. But they are not going to win this fight. They're not going to win this fight. Vader knocks on hammer. Cancus makes no connection with that DPS, and easily Team TB eliminate Team Horsey too. And I feel like if Cancus could have just stayed here along with his teammates, it would have been much more convenient for his team. There was no need to go away from his teammates. He headed towards Freezy, maybe, of Team Vendetta, and that's a mistake he did. And then he came back, but that was just too late for him to come back and participate in that fight. Just formalities were left there. He revived his teammate, but that not really worked. That didn't really work, and then elimination was faced by Team Horsey Esports. And this whole day has been so much problematic for Team Horsey. Especially the synergy thing has been more of an issue for them. Crusader gets that revival. Seems like Team TB, they're the center of attraction for all the teams. They are initiating those sprays on Team TB. But now Circle has moved away from Team TB, so they have to start moving. They need to start moving. Six teams and a total of 14 players are now alive. And this was a really very aggressive game. Especially Team TB now, they're on a hunt. They're searching for opponents. And they're trying to eliminate them. Rhymes is the last player surviving. And I guess Breaking Bad, they will find this difficult to deal with Team TB. Rhymes is burning in that corner and he will be flushed out. And Breaking Bad, they're out of this game. They're eliminated on 6th position. TB adding more eliminations to the list. Now 13 they'll make it. Where were they hiding this kind of stuff? Where was this kind of gameplay in match 1, 2, and 3? I don't understand. And now in this last game, just mauling the lobby. They haven't even lost a single player. And Team TB would like to continue this domination. I don't know why all the other teams, they're playing so much passively, just holding their compounds. Unlike Team TB, they are hungry for eliminations. They want more and more. And I guess now they are going to go after Team Vendetta. Absolutely. Vendetta Esports is pretty much close to Team TB, but Team TB just trying to occupy the circle, and then they let Team Vendetta Esports take the initiative and close in. Trigger. He's surviving in 50 HPs. That was a close call. He could have got knocked out there. Oh! Gunino knocks down Trigger. That was a great burst. And the opening has been created. Now nobody can stop Team TB. Even Rolex gets knocked out. Kairos from the sidelines. And Team TB is so much quick at doing this. They create an opening and decision making is so much quick. They immediately make angles. And Team TB surrounding Team Vendetta from 3 different angles and making them submit in this fight. Filter is the last man standing. And he has to avoid that fight against Team TB. There's nothing he can do about it. Barely enters the circle. But Team TB knows where Filter is going to go. But Team 22, that is Team TT, will be drawing the attention of Team TB. It doesn't matter who they are fighting. They just want elimination. Thomas and Kerman, can they fight Team TB? It's going to be a tough fight for them. But at least Kerman and Thomas tanking that run over. Not letting Team TB succeed. Thomas is the last man standing now because Kerman got knocked out. Thomas, in that smoke, wants to make these connections on Team TB. He tried his very best, but it was not enough. He got overwhelmed there. It was a 1v4. Team TT gets eliminated on third position. Now there's 3 teams and 7 players alive. Filter, the solo man, surviving. He hasn't been spotted yet. But Blade now sensed the presence of Filter and he's running away! He's running away! Where is he gonna run? There's nowhere to hide, Filter. He can't go anywhere. A Team Secret leashing on Team TB, but that was a great spray. And one of the players of Team Secret been knocked out. And there goes in the slam in. That was Shugro who got knocked out. Now Ferexa has to deal with Team TB, maybe by himself. Maybe not. Maybe he will execute that revival on time. Fitter. He's out. He has been eliminated. But that's Fitter and not Filter. Fitter, that is. Elimination for Team Vendetta. Their best performance of Sunday Funday. Presented by Arcanic Esports. Ferexa got knocked out. Right in the midway. But Shugro retaliating and getting a knock. But he'll be taken down too. And that's the end. It is all over. Team TB mauling the lobby in the last game with 19 eliminations and total amount of 29 points out of this game. They'll be getting that winner chicken dinner for them. And yes, at least in the last game, Team TB will be farming some aura. And that's the end, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if yes, make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. We'll be meeting in the next event. Till then, bye-bye, good night, and take care. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's 5 in the morning here in India. Bye-bye, good night.